urge to garden has been really getting in the way of me painting, but it's still too early to even garden in Colorado. So let's bring the garden to the page. Grab your watercolors and give them a good spritz. For this painting, I want us to keep things simple because I've personally been struggling with the motivation to paint, so I don't want to overcomplicate any of this. And what I'm just going to do is pick all the things that I would like to grow in my garden, including carrots. And when I paint these, I'm just going to kind of swipe down and I'm going to keep them very simple, carrot shapes. Wash my brush, then I'll fill it with some green and just kind of squiggle around for the greenery on top. I think I also want to plant some red onions. And for these, I'm going to mix up kind of a purpley red color. And I'm just going to make a ball type shape. I'm going to add some of the squiggles at the bottom for the roots and some greenery at the top. One of my favorite things to plant are cucumbers because they go so good in summer salads. For those, I'm going to fill my brush with a green color and I'm going to make a elongated bean shape. I'm going to fill it with a couple different colors, concentrating some of the darker colors on the sides. And then I might even encourage some blooms by filling my brush with some water and just dropping it in. And then of course we need a tomato. I'm going to fill my brush with a whole bunch of red. I'm going to make a round type shape. I'm going to lift a little out for a highlight, maybe add a bit of shadowing to the sides. I also really love to plant peas, and I'm going to make kind of a stroke down that's a little bit pointy on either side. And then I'm going to take a paper towel and I'm going to lift out where those little bean pods would be. On the top part of that stroke, I'm also going to squiggle around to kind of give the cap of the bean because I think they're so cute. And a swipe up. And I'm going to fill up my entire page with a pattern of these vegetables. Now, once I have my page filled with all these vegetables, I want it to really stand out. I like it on the white background, but I think the colors are going to pop so much more if I put a black or a really dark background in there. So I need to let it dry or make it dry. Now, as I add in the background, similar to the manta rays we did the other day, we just need to work in sections. Make sure when you move on to a different section or move in a different direction, you leave a little puddle so that you can pull that in once you go back to that section. Another little trick with painting difficult backgrounds like this is moving your page around. That way your brush can get into the areas in an easier way than trying to move your hand around into really awkward positions. And then again, we need to let it dry or make it dry. I think it looks really cute already, but part of the reason that I kept it very simple is I knew I was going to want to take my white gel pen and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to outline these different shapes and add on some of the additional details. And I love paintings like this where you can keep things really simple and then come in and add in just a few extra details and it brings the whole thing together.